Hello, YouTube. Let's pretend we just started the stream. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I really haven't thought about what we're doing today. How are you enjoying the sun? Are you enjoying it with a rather delicious ice lolly or an ice cream? That's I think normally my excuse. If I have to go and enjoy the sun, then I have to have an ice cream with it. A Solero, ideally. Not always a Solero. Like, the world won't end if I don't have a Solero. But I am rather partial to a Solero. Welcome. So, last Wednesday I didn't stream. Sorry about that. I had a seizure. In fact, I had two seizures. I had the one. And then, like, I think an hour before stream or an hour and a half before stream or something like that. And then I can't even remember. Like, thankfully, the builder chap was still in the house. Nice. Then I can't even remember writing the message. Apparently, I wrote a message into Discord. I don't remember doing that. So I did that. And then I managed to crawl to bed, and like 3 hours later, I think I had another seizure, which was fun. I went to the bathroom, went to the loo, and finished, turned around, and then apparently had another seizure. I haven't had one for years. You should. Magnum used to be the peak. Solero was also, yeah. Like, I do like a Magnum. But, like, yeah, I do like a Magnum. Milk chocolate, not white chocolate, not dark chocolate. But then the Solero situation is a thing as well. I suppose it really depends on the quality of the heat of, like, the sun appearing on my face, I reckon. If it's really hot, then the Solero. A bit cooler, then I can get away with some chocolate. Yeah, well, it wasn't a bad seizure. I don't normally have one and then one a few hours later. That was a bit weird. Thankfully, I have my yearly phone call with the neurologist, London. So on beginning of July, so I will tell him I've had yet another seizure, which will be very disappointed in. But yeah, so I didn't stream on Wednesday. I don't really know what caused them. I spent all of Wednesday morning, and it could well have been this adding stuff to Etsy. I had probably half of the things. I don't know how many things I've got left to add to Etsy. Probably. How many items do I have left to add to it? Shop. My shop. I have. How many draft items do I have? I have 33 left for Highland Miniatures. So in total, I have 131 draft items, which I've not added yet. So I've added a bunch. I've got to add a lot more. Anyway. So anyway, that's what happened. And obviously I didn't stream. Thursday and Friday was basically a write-off. I didn't really do anything. Saturday started to feel a bit better, less achy. I did chew my tongue to bits and pieces, which was not great, and that was that. And then Sunday, my dad came down. Very nice. Around and irritate me. To sit around and hang out with me for a day. And yeah, so I'm just trying to think really. What I can't really remember what happened last. All I do know. So I did order some books on eBay apparently. to make myself feel better, I ordered Planet Strike, which I believe is in... Why? I've got Planet Strike somewhere in this room. I have the Apocalypse book, the old Apocalypse book, not Apocalypse Reloaded. So I have Planet Strike. I ordered Cities of Death, which arrived on Saturday. That arrived really quickly. I got Cities of Death. I got Planet Strike. There are a few other books I want to get. Sort of 4th, 5th edition, 6th edition era books. From like Warhammer. What would you call it? Like Pandorax? Or we can have a look at a few of the bookses. Not the novel. Not the novel. I should clarify. Pandorax, the campaign books. So I will. We might do some painting. Well, we've got a bit of miniature building. So we got a Signum. Have a Kickstarter going at the moment. Actually, Badgerbot just spat that out into chat. Thank you very much, Badgerbot. That has been. We are going to glue together that chap, and then I'm hoping I can get that. Start painting that tomorrow. That will become a YouTube painting video potentially if I can get it finished. That is the goal at least. However, yeah. So where are we? Here we go. So looking at all the books. I've got Apocalypse. Now I'm looking at these ones right here. The Damnos, Pandorax, Valador, and Democles. Very tempted to get those. I'm not entirely sure what Death from the Skies... I'd imagine that's air battles and stuff like that, maybe. Escalation and Stronghold. So a lot of these ones I'm not really familiar with. I was out of Warhammer at this time. 2012. When did I drop out? 27, 8, 9, 2009, I think. So I was out for the 6th edition. So I don't have any of this. Not that I really had masses of books to begin with. I didn't get Assault on Black Reach, which is incredibly sad. I would like to remedy that situation. I have Planet Strike. I looked at getting Planetary Empires. I'm not massively sold on it, though. It seems to be like the whole hex tile, the expansion thing, didn't intrigue me. So, not getting that. Just Flight, yeah, I'm not... It didn't massively sell me on the idea of it. Whereas like Gorka Morka... Like, I remember my brother getting into it somewhat. I don't know how much he got into it. I didn't at the time. My eternal shame. You got both? You utter rascal. Fantasy and 40k. Oh, really? Oh, did they do one for Warhammer, the Old World? Oh, sorry, Fantasy. Warhammer Fantasy Battles. You never got Gorkamore. I remember my brother getting some aspect of it. I don't know if he got the actual game. Pretty sure he didn't, but I remember him buying some orc vehicles. Oh, they did? Okay, I didn't not realize that. Yeah, the hex tile thing doesn't really appeal to me. So I won't be getting the Planetary Empires thing. Planet Strike appeared today. I think I have over there, in fact. I don't know if I'm going to bother getting Apocalypse Reload. It's an extension. Oh, it's an extension. I did not know that. Data sheets, strategic assets, Steel Fury, Baneblade Company. See, I like it because of these things. I'm tempted to get it for these things. Like, it's tempting. The Armored Fist Mechanized Company. Hello. Katishan Death Trap Ambush Patrol. This is actually what I'm most keen on. This sort of stuff. I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to collect Katishan at the moment. I reckon 11th edition might get some Katishans again. I hope. Touch wood. Each had little campaign rules in them. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't. I think the main problem was, Lucian, at the time, money. Like I was doing a lot of, working for Disney. That's not a euphemism, by the way. But I was working for Disney, and I didn't really have huge amounts of time. Sort of, like, I only barely had enough time to do sort of 40k stuff, let alone other game types. What's up, Beamy? How you doing today, dude? Happy Monday. Can you feel the love tonight? No. No, I cannot. How you doing, dude? Thank you very much. It's always good to see you. Happy Monday. I hope you had a good weekend. You good? Excellent. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. It was a long weekend. Yeah, it was a really long weekend for me. I had a... Anyway. Why was it a long weekend for you? I had seizures last week on Wednesday. So I didn't, like... It's a pretty... Not the greatest weekend for me. But it's... I don't know. It could have... I always tell myself it can always be worse. I know there are people out there who have epilepsy a lot worse than I do. Like, many seizures a day. It's just, I don't know, it's just not great. Don't go there, it could be worse. Hey, what's up, Stabby? By the way, don't forget to use your channel points if you're on here on Twitch. Yeah, use the channel points. Are we still on the right page? Yes, we were looking at the Katishan Death Trap Ambush Patrol. This is what I would... Maybe I should get this book, in fact. I will get this book. Oh, also, because the Ultramarines Honor Guard. Very important. Very important. So that's the Apocalypse Reload book. Assault on Black Reach. So I got Planet Strike today. I don't think I'm going to get Planetary Empires. I'll get maybe Battle Missions, maybe Apocalypse Reload. 4th edition. Let's have a butchers. Which one? Sorry, which one's a good one? Can you write it in chat, because my brain's all over the place. Battle for Macraggy. I'll rock on, dude. So I've got... I don't get the war get. I've got Cities of Death, though. And I have Apocalypse. So I got those two. Happy days. 3rd edition. I don't think they really did books back then. Well, they did codices. Codices. Oh, you know what? I tell a Porcupine. I forgot. So I have City Fight. I like this book. I don't have Armageddon or Eye of Terror. These are the ones I want to get. Those are the ones I would like to get. At some point. I need to get these two books, because I've got City Fight, and it'd be rude not to get that one. But yeah, this is 98, 2004. This is basically when I was living in the States. That's when 3rd edition was around. It was the first Imperial Guard Codex. 3rd edition. 3rd edition, first Codex. Okay. Interesting. And I would like to get the Katishan's Codex as well. While I'm at buying things. Yeah, because I bought City Fight back in the day, and I bought Demon Hunters. So I can barely hear the music. I need to remedy this. All right. So yeah, I need to get Armageddon and Eye of Terror. I have City Fight. And I have Cities of Death. That arrived just the other day. I've got that. Storm of Vengeance. What the devil was that when it was time? Oh, I remember buying this. What the hell happened to it? It was in a cardboard box, I think. Dark Angels. Maybe this is why I have a... Maybe I bought a Dark Angels Dreadnought to go along with it for some reason. I wonder what the hell happened to that. Alright. Anyway, let's go over to 5th edition. Yeah. So, Apocalypse Reload, Planet Strike. Battle Mission Spearhead. That when it's time. Large scale tank battles. Sixth edition. Oh yeah, Damnos, Pandorax, Valador, and Damocles. Stronghold Assaults? A lot of these books, this is when they started really adding lots of bits of auxiliary bits of paperwork, which I would like to get. What's this Crusade of Fire? Nonsense. Anyway, those are 4 books I'd like to get. And 7th edition. Yeah, I'm afraid these are not familiar with any of those either. Anyhow, go back to the face. Oh, Harken World. No, not worth it. Harken World Break. I have. I have him. Oh God. I promise I have him. he's just very out of focus on the camera. Terrible. Right. Oh. Oh, the entire camera's moved. We've actually lost some camera because I decided to change something while I was actually live instead of I like this mini. I like this mini. I did break it, unfortunately. He's very dainty. He's a very dainty boy. Okay, hold on. I need to go to GH. What? There's a black strip. What is that? There's a thing on the... This black thing is not on the camera. This has been added in. No? Not that one. I'm going to accidentally annihilate something that shouldn't be annihilated. YouTube alerts? No, we want the YouTube alerts. Angia. What the hell is... I'm making things disappear and appear again. Oh, wait. Die. This is terrible. Hey, Solo, what's going on? Likely resolution. You might be right. You might be right. Although, I mean, you might be right. Then again, I might have just scaled it. I just scaled it. Incorrect. Okay. So no, it was a stupidity error. That's what it was. It was a stupidity error. As always. And it's still not in focus. Like I said, I do own that miniature. That's the long and short. Right there. Ah, dear. I sent you Cities of Death pick. Dorsey. Yes, I do have that. So I have Cities of Death and City Fight. I honestly got confused between the two of them. I love those sorts of books. Like those, like, with extra, like, you know, weird, saucy rules in and fluff. Fluff. Always fluff. With his world spear. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Some sort of pointy instrument. Some sort of pointy instrument. I'll see if I can get it in some focus. Might be in focus-ish. I don't know what this is. There's a weird glowy thing on the... Oh, it's gone. Thank God for that. So I painted this on stream. When did I paint this on stream? A long time ago. But I do like this mini. I suppose I really need to get an army for him to sort of run around with. That would be the goal. Thank you. I'm happy I did him. I like him. I like his... I don't know what these were supposed to be, so I made them sort of fleshy... What is this thing? Click the chat with AI. Oh my God, it's an AI thing I added. They're sort of weird flesh pipes. Oh yes, and the poor dead Imperial Fist. Which is... I almost considered painting an Imperial Fist today. But I thought, you know what? I'm not still feeling 100%. I think the only thing I didn't do is add a bad boy on there. What's it? No, an alive one. I have two bad boys right here. They're both ready. I think they could probably do with having more Screamer Pink sort of shoved in there and sort of like redo the highlights a little bit more powerfully before we go over with the yellow. And yes, like, I don't know, I think I'm painting him as an Imperial Fist, but then again, then I will have this geezer, I'll have Tor Garridan, I've got Jeff, the King of Hammers, what's his name, and probably some other people. So I've got many captains, and I need more. You love the Imperial Fist? It happened when I got Epic 40,000 in the mission of Imperial Fist versus the Gargant. Really? See, I never got into Epic. I remember people playing it, but like as I was saying, like with with you know, that flying game, I didn't have buckets of money. Hashtag still don't have buckets of money. But I could only really afford one game at a time kind of thing. I did like dip my toe into Warhammer Fantasy Battle, just enough to get my hands on Sweet Nagash, obviously. And then when more time came around, I wish I'd had more money. I wish I'd had much more money to roll around in. Your first GW true game was Space Marine. So which sorry, I'm still not 100%. Talk to me about that one. Get me into it. So sorry. Jeff the King of Hammers, what's his name? I'm drawing a complete blank on his name. Anyway, this geezer. Oh, the epic version. Oh, okay. Yeah. Hammer Lysander, yes. Oh, yeah, I wrote his name on the front. Or attempted to. Sorry, I say wrote. I painted his name on. Really not my strong point. And I wrote Dawn on his little bad boy up there. We do have more Imperial Fists to paint. We've got a lot more Imperial Fists to paint. Both in Horus Heresy and 40k. So, although we might not be doing much painting today, we will be doing painting TM soon. Okay, so yeah, the Space Marine, that's why. I always get I always forget that was what it was called. Like the epic one. Good old Darneth. I like that mini. I've always liked that one. He's cool. Yeah. So yeah, no, I always forget that Space Marine was like the epic version was called Space Marine or whatever it was. Because I only remember like reading about the battles in White Dwarf magazine at the time. Which was always enjoyable, but never quite got me quite enough. I always struggled at the time painting the tiny miniatures, let alone the even tiny epic scale ones. So I had a Warlord Titan. By the way, we need to talk about Titans. Space Marines and Rhinos. Eldar did it. And triangular grav tanks and orcs with battle wagons. You know what? I keep looking for an original battle wagon. You know the original battle one with the spiky bits along the side of it and like the big wheels. I keep looking for it and keep disappointing myself. There is something deep inside me that would like to get an original battle wagon model at some point. Don't know why, but I just have the urge. You had that great set, the glyph plates. Oh, really? I never had it. My youngest brother had the orcs in the family, but he never had that particular battle wagon. He had the later iteration of it, I believe. Yeah, speaking of Titans, by the way, I did find my Titan, finally. I did, because I told myself, I said, well, you probably shouldn't do any work over the weekend. So I looked through some boxes instead in the house and found my Titan. It was just chilling in there. I found the Chaos Reaver Titan, and I found the Multi-Melter, which apparently was the weapon choice I went with, and the Apocalypse Missile Launcher. And I also have the Turbo Laser Dubrifurkins as well. but that's in here already. So yeah, the loadout I went with for the Reaver was Melter, multi-melter, whatever it's called, melter cannon, the turbo laser blaster of doom, and the Apocalypse Dubry Firkins. Yeah, so that's a major project that we need to do at some point. Once I get my wits about me, we will make an entire project about that in the future. So the glyph plates, was that just cast lead, white metal? All right, so also as you can see, I've dropped all of what they were here. I smashed them over here. We'll get the job done, I guess. So I'm just wondering what else we need to do on stream. I know I need to glue together this bad boy as much as possible. We are going to paint his wings separately, I believe. For the sake of my own sanity when it comes to painting. And that's about it, really. So, let me just have a quick ponder. Yeah, I don't really know. I'm not... Obviously, I got stuff to paint, but I'm not 100% feeling painty, fortunately. I wish I was. Yeah, bomb. That's 131 items to add on Etsy. That's a lot. That is a lot. Anywho. Oh, let me just have a... Before I forget, before I get too carried away. We want to have a very quick look on websites to see if certain things have come back in stock. Not yet. Have another quick look. I'm looking for a particular miniature, set of miniatures. They've been out of stock for a while, and it's very irritating. So I would like to purchase them, but they're not appearing. Very disappointing. However, one good thing which did happen over the weekend, I did manage to get my hands on the Catachan Kernel. At not a humongous price either, which made me very happy. It was it was still pricey for one miniature, but it was just over. Like, it was £26, I think, then £4 postage. So, I mean, it was not ideal. Free would have been ideal. £10 would have been more ideal. And then all the way down. But, like, you mostly see them on eBay for, like, £50 upwards. So, you know. Anyway, I'm glad I got it. That is the main thing. And I didn't ruin the bank balance for it. So, I'm very happy about that. Yeah, oof is what I thought. However, I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm happy I've got him. And I'm glad I didn't spend 50 quid on him above. Like 30 quid is still a lot of money, and for one miniature makes me feel a bit nauseous, but there we go. Anyway, but I'm mostly blaming this whole thing. Obviously, I'm going to blame it on, because I'm not going to take responsibility for that, obviously. I'm going to blame it on Gabba, because it's easier to blame him. What was I looking for? Apocalypse? No, not 2000. I was wanting to have a very quick look for something. Apocalypse Reload? Yes, the Catachan Death Trap Ambush Patrol. Ladies and jelly spoons. That's what I was wanting. I wanted to see what it was. There's my YouTube channel. I don't even know if Nightbot's even awake. I am streaming to Delicious YouTube. Hello, Delicious YouTube. How the devil are you? I hope you're well. Don't know. Anyway, collecting and modeling a Catachan's army. Okay, I know I've showed this to you before, and this is incredibly tempting. But I'll show it to you again just because. A problem solved. No, wait, hold on. How's the saying? A problem shared is a problem halved. I think that's what the saying is. And by sharing this problem, it becomes your problem. And this is what I would like to work towards getting my sweet hands on. Some Chimeras, and I have 3 Lehman Russes. I personally, like, when I think of Catachans, I always think of Hellhounds, flamethrower tanks, rather than Lehman Russes. If I was to start a guard army now, it'd be Catachans, but I want new plastics. Yeah, I have a sneaky suspicion. I don't want to go balls to the wall and buy all the Catachan things in the world. Obviously, I've bought a bunch. I would like to get a decent start, but I don't want to go over the top with it, because I personally think 11th edition I think we'll get Catachans in 11th edition. We've had Cadians, we've had Krieg. It makes sense for Catachans to come in 11th edition, and maybe some, you know, Vestroyans. Oh, the Vestroyans, that would be fabulous. Or the Mordian Iron Guard, or the Steel Legion, or, you know, Valhallan Space Wizards, as I like to call them. The Demolisher. Hellhound Chimera with flamethrowers. Yeah, that's what so I think I'm going to attempt to collect my way a little bit towards this. I'm not going to go bananas, and I'm not going to, like, annihilate my bank account. Saying that, this does look really fun. I almost swore. It looks really cool. So I will get some heavy weapons teams. I will get a couple more squads and some command squads. Those are Ogryns down there. I'm not sure about the Ogryn situation. I'm not massively keen on the new current Ogryns. There is something about the new Ogryns that doesn't really appeal to me. I think it's their faces. Very unfair. Especially considering these old chaps' faces. Like, especially this one. Looks like he's sort of face planted a frying pan or something. So Dixie Steel Legion could convince you to buy some guard. I mean, they are tempting. They're very tempting. And I wouldn't blame you. A fresh batch of Steel Legion? Oh yeah, absolutely. Where are the Ogrins when they're at home? Yeah, I don't know. Like these, they just... I think it's this one especially. Just doesn't really do it for me. I know it's very unfair. And I'm sure they're a lovely person. I'm sure he's a lovely chap. But, something about the current... Yes. Yes. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I love Goonies. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I love Goonies. I love Goonies. Grew up watching that film. But you know, they just don't look. I don't know. However, I did see some... No, these were these. This is Space Nam 2.0. These are the reptilian overlords. Now I know I linked some what would you call them? Definitely not Ogrins, 3D printable ones. I think Red, who did them? Red Makers? Anyway, they're very tempting, and I think I will go with those in for the moment, rather than the GW ones, because I'm just really not that keen on them. And I think I'll get my hands on those new ones, on those that other company's ones. See if I prefer those. Obviously, I would prefer it to be all GW stuff, but such is life. You remember when they were released and they sold out at Games Day? Bloody hell. See, I never went to any of these Games Days. I wish I did. I really wish I did go the old Games Days back then. That would have been a fantastic thing. So what we're going to do is, when it comes to my Catachans, all right, I'm going to get a few squads of geezers, all right, few squads of absolute geezers. I'm going to get a couple of chimeras. I'm going to get a couple of flamethrowers. Now I have the old Forge World one. Yeah, I have the old Forge World one, which I half painted. Get some Scout Sentinels, just a couple of them. A couple of Scout Sentinels, a couple of chimeras, a couple of flamethrower tanks, some mortar teams, and maybe a squad of Ogrins as well. I suppose autocannons as well, maybe. Or las cannons. Definitely mortars though. And obviously, like, get some saucy characters in there as well. Well, I'm not entirely sure. Ooh! I'm not entirely sure what I think of the new ones. Like, I don't hate them, but I've never been like. I would have to hold the two miniatures up together, or at least two pictures of them together. I mean, it looks like a Sentinel, and for that reason, I'm happy. I wish they'd bring back the Elysian Scout Sentinel, like the drop ones. That would be sweet. I think these are obviously a bit sturdier, and I think I'll probably get these ones. Like, but I've never had Sentinels before. Like, I never had huge amounts of guard. I had a couple of Lehman Russes. I think I had a Chimera and that Hellhound that I talked about. And whatever this thing is, Lehman Russ. Without, I think this had like it had a Forge World top on, like with a long barrel. It might have been a Vanquisher. Vanquisher might have been its name. But I don't remember gluing this together. It's I think this might have been from eBay. Really don't know where it's come from, so it needs a bit of attention. How about yourself? Do you prefer the new Sentinels or the old ones? Oh, I found someone that did a picture apparently. Okay, I'll be able to actually have a proper look. All right, there we go. So there we have the new versus the old armored Sentinel. Scout Sentinel didn't have the armor, or certainly didn't have the enclosed armor. I mean, this is a lot. This is definitely larger. Obviously. Base size, next size up. Was this really the old armored one? It was. I like this for the armored one. Like, I like the new one for the armored one. I like the old size one, like for the scout one. Like, I wish there was some way of just like. I mean, the legs almost look the same. Almost, sort of. They're definitely chunkier. Definitely chunkier. The modern iteration. When it comes to these Sentinels. The autocannon. I like it. I do like the Sentinels though. So I would like to get a couple of scout ones. Maybe an armored one, who knows? I'm not really sure. But I don't want to go too bananas because I personally, as I said before, as I said before, I think that Catishans are going to come on 11th edition. So I don't want to go too bananas and get a massive new Catishan army and then find out that all the models are replaced in years' time. So I will get a starting force. I think 1,000 points, I think, is what I looked at. No, 2,000 points. 2,000 points. So my 2,000 point list was, I'll show you. I accidentally went over. I think I was supposed to do 1,000. Anyway, so we've got Iron Hand Strike, and I got Gaunt's Ghosts in there. Harker and Sly Marbo. Catching Command Squad. Battle Line. This was the weird bit. So we got 30 geezers, 3 squads of 10, and then a squad of 20 Death Corps of Krieg for some reason. I think Taurox. What the hell was going on with this? What the hell? Had I had my seizure? This is why this caused the seizure. Double Taurox. I'm not massively keen on the Taurox miniatures. I prefer the Chimera. But what the hell was I thinking? Kazakin. Oh, we got double Kazakin. Okay, so I'm going to do... The size difference is pretty big, yeah. You like the old boxy look, though? The rounded areas look cool, though. This is true. Where's it? Did I get rid of the picture? I did, didn't I? I didn't realize the size difference was quite so large. There we go. I would personally not say no to a couple of like the old Sentinels to use as Scout Sentinels. I reckon that's what I would do. I reckon hypothetically. If I could find a couple or one Scout Sentinel, like of the old style, that would make sense to me. And then I could use the larger, like the new ones, to be the armored ones. Because it would make sense for them to be bigger. I don't know. Anyway, this army list. Why have I got 20 Deathcore of Kriegan here? What the hell was I thinking? Whoa, what's going on? There's 20 of those geezers. And 2 Watchmasters. Sorry, 18 of those geezers and led by 2 Watchmasters. I mean, we could just replace that and then just do 50 jungle fighters instead. It's like, what would you call it? It's a half. What's a company? How many is it? A company? Half a company's worth? 50 Cattish geezers. I went with an artillery team with the siege cannon. And then 3 heavy weapon squads. I think these ones are all basically with mortars, but I think I'll do double mortars and then auto cannon. Maybe. To sort of wrap around this artillery team. And then we've got 20 Kazakin geezers. Armed with all the weapons. All the options are crammed in there. So we've got plasma gun, melter gun, hot shot, volley gun, grenade launcher. We've got 4 of those geezers. We've got the Voxcaster, hot shot marksman rifle. Basically, you've got two geezers with the basic minimum weapons. Everyone else has the fancy stuff. So that's 20 of those geezers. And they would be, obviously, Kazakin. We all know that Kazakin are Akkadian, right? We know that's a Akkadian thing. However, I would find a way of junglifying them. Now, I do have some of these. I don't know where, though. No, it's a porcupine. What I meant to say was I have some of the old Imperial Stormtroopers, the lead ones. I don't know where those came from, but they're there. So that was the list. It was basically... Oh, we got double Hellhound, double Lehman Russ. Oh, the Tauroxes were for the Kazakin. That's why we went Taurox instead of Chimera. Now, because the Taurox, I was thinking in a game, hypothetically, because you can get out of the Taurox, shoot. I believe you can get back in again. Very cheeky. But Chimera would make more sense, so we'll just... Dedicated transport. Oh, 1990. We could have done that. Either or. There we go. That would be the list. 2,000 points of saucy Kazakin. Not sure about the Lehman Russes, though. Obviously, heavy flamers. Bonsons. That goes without saying. Heavy flamer on top. And pintle mounted heavy stubber. Yeah, anyway. That was that. So, anywho. Right. That was the Katrin. I think we'll do a little bit of gluing together of the Signum stuff. I don't know if my bot is actually going to do anything for YouTube. I don't know if it's awake. It's supposed to be. I will do... I don't think the bot is awake. I did a command into YouTube, and I think the bot is well asleep. Terrible. So, anyway. We'll worry about that. So that's a Scout Sentinel. Stream. Hi. Hold on. Before we get stuck into before we get stuck gluing together this bad boy, who I'm hoping that I can do a YouTube video on. Like, we can try and record painting this bad boy, and turn it into a YouTube video. Ideally, that would be the plan. But what I would wanting to do first is have a very quick look at featured news over on Warhammer and Chaos Knights reveal Dark Flame and a deadly drill make the Knight Ruinator a hellacious headhunter. It seems like only yesterday we were staring in awe at the majestic new Knight Defender and its thrumming void shield. But fans of big stompy building crushers need not wait for long for their next taste of the Titanic. The Chaos Knights won't let the attention pass them by. Where their new Imperial rival is an honourable guardian, the new Knight Ruinator is anything but, and woe betide all who attract his bloodthirsty attention. First, let's take a stock of the weapons. Yes. The Knight Ruinator packs a deadly Dark Flame Lance for its main ranged armament. A match for the awesome 3-barreled weapon of the Knight Tyrant. Plus a pair of Terrapulse missile launchers and that hurl swarms of armor-piercing missiles big enough to burst a Space Marine. On the left, to nobody's surprise, with most Chaos Knights believing that having more than one decent gun is cowardice, the vicious melee weapon called the Fellball. So, Chad. How you doing today, dude? Happy Monday. Hope you had a good weekend. Having a look at this thing. It's Chaos Knight. Seems to have some new weapons and probably spiky bits as well. This short-range arsenal singles out the Ruinators as dedicated brawlers. Pilots of these infernal machines single out a particular target for their ire at the start of a battle, hunting it down with murderous focus before butchering their victim and moving on to their next unfortunate plaything. Rules for fielding your own Knight Ruinator alongside its equally appalling cousins can be found in the new Codex and Chaos Knights, a haunting tome full of background lore, miniature galleries, and rules for these enormous oathbreakers. If you've ever wondered why anyone would want to give up a cozy life of stomping around giant castles, talking about family trees, and instead go out into the galaxy on a mad killing spree with their giant murder tech, find your answers here. In this Chaos Knight book. Much like their Imperial counterparts, the Chaos Knights have been split into 2 boxes, both of which can build a Knight Desecrator or a Knight Rampager, with one containing a new sprue for the Knight Ruinator, while the other can be assembled as the Knight Abominant. There will be a set of data cards and dice to go along with this, along with the release, so you can strut your stuff like a proper war-addled noble. Keep an eye on Warhammer Community for more Imperial and Chaos Knights news as we get closer to release, including a closer look at the new detachments. Saucy, saucy. All right. That is the new Chaos Knight that is being released. What do we think about it? I do like the face it's got. It's got the old drill thing. It's got the flamethrower. I like the flamethrower weapon. Obviously. I think this is my preferred Knight chassis when it comes to the Knights, though. Like, they're a little bit taller. Slightly more slender. Like, these are sort of a bit squatter and broader and, you know. Obviously more... Like the nipple missiles. We all like nipple missiles. But I feel they could have gone more Mutant Abomination, like the old Tentacle Whip one. Yeah, the Tentacle Whip. This one here, isn't it? Yeah. They definitely... Maybe... I'm not massively familiar with Knights, so... I don't know all these exposed pipes. I don't know if those are... I don't think those are original, like on the original Knights, like on the good guys Knights side. There are some like a little bit of bits and pieces, but I mean they say it's like one's. I suppose they could have mutated it more. I do like the head, the face. This bit here. I do like this. And it is good timing because I did find my Reaver type, which is fun. Like, I understand the business side of things rather than redesign a load of things. They did a small sprue. It makes sense. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, but you also wish at the same time they'd gone a bit more chaosy, I suppose. But that was the new article. What was the new article, ladies and jelly spoons? We click on this because I didn't actually see this article yesterday. Oh. Hello. Horsey people, people on horses, and some geezers with shields. And there's that sniper ogre thing. I believe those pipes are on... Oh, okay. They're on the other Chaos kit. Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, I don't... know. Like, I do have a couple of Chaos Knights. And I do have some... like, Imperial Knights as well. So... Do I locate some Chaos sprues and notify the Imperial ones, or vice versa? Oh, I don't know. But I do have a Chaos Titan, so I'm probably leaning a bit more towards the Chaos side of things. Hey, what's up, Avian? How you doing, dude? Well, I'm not Well, I will. Indeed, Avian. I'm still not feeling 100%, so I do have my excuses for today. Still not feeling 100%, but certainly better than Wednesdays. But we didn't stream on Wednesday, so oof. It's all right. It's all right, Avian. But obviously, like the painting, we don't want to get too much painting done. I had 2 seizures. I had the one, like I had one at 2:30, so an hour and a half ish before stream, and then I managed to eventually managed to crawl up to bed and passed out for a few hours, and then I had another seizure, which was fun. But yeah, that's why I didn't stream, and didn't even get onto Discord really over the weekend. So when painting the Titan, as for the Titan situation, well, we need to. I mean, it's on the agenda always, but I need to make a plan. Planning is very important. We need to make the whole thing happen cohesively. Bit of inspiration. Ooh, saucy. Hey, Vive, what's going on? Happy Monday. I don't know what I just allowed. What word I just allowed. Nothing too strenuous. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah. So, what do you have a specific night household that you're doing? If that's what they're called, I don't know if that's what they're called. For your naughty nights. Oh wait, hold on. He's got no legs. He's got a tail. He's got a big snaky tail. Big snaky boy. Is that's not? Where's that tail from? I dig it. Dig it. Random addition to a client's Death Guard army. Oh yeah. Naughty Nurgly boys. We need to lock down your times on stream. Well, the thing was, I wasn't even streaming. Wasn't even streaming, Avian. I was. Problem was, I don't know what caused it. I literally don't know what caused it this time. Sometimes I literally forget to take my medication. That's my own stupidity. It wasn't that situation this time, though. Let me tell you that, because I remember taking them that morning. So it wasn't that. I had spent most of the morning like on bloody Etsy, adding my things to be sold. I suppose that could have been it. Always an option. I mean, it is an option, so could have been. And get you a Swedish nurse. Oh, okay. Now Chad's comment makes a lot more sense. Now it's just... yeah. Now everything makes even more sense. Well, that's, you know. Surely go with the Swedish nurse. Random edition. Oh, the Trigon Prime, of course. Yes, of course. Look at this. Why am I imagining this Thai nurse beating Badger with a flip-flop? Some people would pay a lot of money to be beaten. Avian, apparently. Just saying you need to pamper yourself. Yeah, I know. Problem is, if I don't get stuff done, then it has to get done later. So that's why I'm not massively keen on leaving stuff till later, because it's just more work to be done later. And it has to be done. Like, I can't just, like, ignore it. Anyway, as I said, I do have a neurology appointment with my neurologist, surprisingly enough, on July the 2nd. July 2nd, see? I have to speak to the doc. Be like, yo, what's up, doc? Off the NHS to order a nurse for you. I mean, you can't just order them fully. By the way, what did I see over the week? I know the screen resolution, it's rather dark. That was a pretty sweet box set. The Space Marine Spearhead. Although not for 500 quid it. Woof. This is the new Signum Starters miniature. Yes, there is the one bot is supposed to be doing one of those lazy boy beds with a computer on a swing arm, then get fed bonbons. That's how those upper crust folks do. I have no idea. I wish I did. It would be lovely if I did know what those rich people did. I only hear stories about such things. And this is indeed Signum's current Kickstarter, folks. They've got a Kickstarter on the go. If you fancy some adjacent, I don't know the best way of describing it, you know, Space Knights, then checking out the Kickstarter is an excellent way forward. We did start painting one, and we were supposed to be painting him last Wednesday, but we didn't get around to it. We had a seizure instead. So this is what we'll be painting tomorrow. We'll be back painting this guy tomorrow. I'm just really not feeling 100% right now. I'm hoping that I can get this guy painted off camera before the Kickstarter ends in this week, basically. So that's why I'm working on this geezer right now. And it's not 100%. I think we're going with black armor. I think that's what it looks like. That looks like. Oh god. That looks like what I was going with: black armor and white robes. Yeah, well, I wasn't struggling with. I was struggling a bit to go what I wanted to do with this. I couldn't really make my mind up, truth be told. I was originally pondering going like sort of ivory bone armor kind of thing. That was the original plan. Then I thought to myself, maybe we'll go Horus Heresy kind of era armor. So we're going to go with black. Now, obviously, this is like we got a lot of shading to add, but we're going to worry about that on tomorrow's stream. But we've also got other things to paint as well, like bits and pieces. And all that kind of stuff. What's up, Icarus? Hello. Happy Monday to you. The new night, we've had a butcher's at the new night, haven't we? What do you like it? Are you going to be getting one? I'm not sure if I'm going to be getting one yet, but I can imagine getting one. Like, because I found the Titan. I found the Naughty Titan. So now I have a reason to get more Chaos Naughty Boys. I should hit the panels with some sharp contrast transitions from black to grey by the airbrush. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to be doing. I think in my brain I was going to be smashing on a bunch of oil paint. I think that was the general plan. To go with a bunch of, well, basically black into the shadows. And maybe add something else like into the shadows as well. And leave those bluish grey bits up. Towards the highlighted areas. High points, I guess. I'm not entirely sure. Basically, whatever plans I had last week, I've forgotten. They've been seizured out of my brain. I can't remember what the hell I had. I'm just looking at it and vaguely remembering. I think that's what the plan was. Be bold. I don't know. I don't know if I like being bold. I will do something which I like. I'll do something which I like. That is for sure. I just need to remember what the hell it was. I had a plan, and then it went sideways. Hope you don't get any medication reactions. I throw up if I take it before I go to bed. No, my current medication is juicy. I like it. My old medication I didn't like. Glad I'm on this new stuff. Even though it hasn't, it might need, maybe I just need more oomph. Maybe it needs more oomph. More milligrams, which is rather tedious. Not what I want. Then again. When the void shielding unit shows up on bits and kits, I will be fitting a new one to your current knights. You go to bits and kits, do you? I also go there occasionally. Get some bits and pieces. Like I use them a fair amount. Although I tend to use them more for like when a new edition of Warhammer comes out, and they sell like the entire unit of something separately. Probably a bit pricier than it should be, but still earlier than waiting forever. Like Samson, the longer the hair, the stronger he gets. That's basically the truth, yes. The big pre to the... hold on. Pre to the gab to the LIN. Just a few of the knights. I have every knight kit in it. I have every knight kit in standard plastic. That is how it should be. That is how it should be. The way things are going, I will have to use you and Exalted as a mini mule. Oh dear. Well, I don't know when I'm planning on going to the States next. But the answer to that is not soon enough. If that's what you're talking about, Avian. And I could certainly do such things. I am coming in the next 4 years. I will be coming ideally this year. That's the plan. This year. Just a matter of, like, you know, the dreaded finances, which is like the bane of all of everyone. Well, most people. The bane of most people, and trying to, you know, jiggle time. If only I could really jiggle time. That would be sweet. There's a little... For these miniatures, they do need a tiny weeny bit of cleanup. That's what she said. So not for Adepticon. I was ideally hoping to come before Adepticon. I like America a lot. I would like to get there. Like, I'm not keen on not being able to get to not been in a long time. It makes me sad. Oh, hello. Okay. Anywho. But right. Okay, there is a little bit of, there are a couple of supports, right? You see those two little bad boys in there? I don't know if they're supports. I reckon we can get away with not chopping those off. Get rid of these other little ones. Nubby bits. Okay, so we can glue some of these bad boys. Super glue. Oh, dear. Yeah. Now. Anyway. The Etsy's up and running. Not fully stocked, but it is. I've got 130 items more to add. But it is on. Coffee soon. It is starting to melt here as well. Very melty. Very, very melty. Weird connection issues. Yeah, it's not my side, at least. At least I've dropped no frames this time. Unlike the other week, when it definitely was my fault. I've certainly dropping no frames. Or anything sort of like that. Righty-ho. So, Sonny Jim. I wonder. I need to touch up your Knights of Tall Boys are all the same scheme. Hell yeah. What do you mean a bit more paint, or are you going to add some extra details, or what do you have in, what sort of stuff do you have in mind? I'm just wondering, maybe instead of gluing this to the base, buttery biscuit base, stick him onto a drill bit, and then we can get all up in the crotchal region. Yeah, I think that's the move. By the way, if you are on Twitch, don't forget to use your channel points. Unfortunately, YouTube doesn't have such a thing, so I can't say anything folks on YouTube about using your channel points, because you don't have channel points. Terrible. You painted them using mostly sprays and spray pen and paint pens. Avian, thank you so much for your sweet, sweet biddies. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. Where is... Ah, here it is. Drill. From across the room, they look right, but closer and they're lacking. That is a definitely that is definitely something which happens with miniatures. The majority of them, I mean, if you're using them for tabletop wargaming, it's fine. From from 3 or 4 foot. Great. Like, as soon as you get close to them, it's like, oh god, sometimes you notice the paint job is missing something. They need more decals. They were built and painted before I got confident on decal. Oh, okay. That's fair enough. I do understand that. Well, I mean, this is the thing, like, it's one of those dreaded things, like, you need the dreaded practice. Once you got some, invested some time into it, then, your application of the washes and the decals, it improves, and things start to look increasingly better. Increasingly better. I don't even know if that's the right way of saying it. That's the way I'm saying it, though. You built them 2 to 3 years ago. I should have seen some of the old kits I built. They're absolute monstrosities. Absolute monstrosities they are. And that is the irritating thing about a lot of plastic kits. Like, taking them apart again is not always easy. Not always easy. Like, for example, I've got a kit down here, which is fine. I mean, there are aspects of it. I didn't build this one, just for clarity's sake, though. I'm going to flip it over, and we're going to all see an utter disaster. Namely, these 2 track units right here. This bit here. Like, whoever built this Like I've been eyeing up recently, smashing a little bit of glue in there, and then followed by a blade. Use the glue to sort of melt the joins, and then the blade to sort of cut them. Got a lot of dust and fluff in that Lehman Rust. And then see if we can maybe lever this bad boy off so that I can replace it. Otherwise, I'm going to have to use tactical mud and tactical filth to hide these gaps. Praise to Bandai, who not only make kits designed to be taken apart. Oh! Thank you so much for the follow. Happy Monday to you. How you doing? Thank you so much. Push fit actually push fits, God forbid. Yeah. Can you imagine? Can you imagine put it a push fit and it actually goes together? Well. Oh, it's living the life, that is. Living the life. I am tempted to get some sponsons for this bad boy. Because this was built in the good old days when, like, you didn't have to put sponsons on your tank. But I might get some. I think I did purchase this off eBay at some point. But it needs some attention. And it needs painting. Why is Nightbot not doing anything for YouTube? YouTube should be inundated with amazing high quality commands. But Nightbot is doing absolute sweet FA. Yeah, it's done absolutely nothing. I've looked at it. And it's terrible. I'm very sad. Let me see if I can find Nightbots. Oh god, I'm not going to find it on that 160 tab monstrosity. Or am I? 160 tabs. 159 tabs. No, you see, the issue is with 159 tabs on this computer. The screen is too small. Not enough resolution. That is a sad time. That's Panda. That's Nightbot. Saucy Beast. I'm not going to find it on this. When I get to my proper computer, when I fire up my editing computer again, oh, what a time that'll be. I'll be able to have all 160 tabs and not have to worry. Okay. So why Nightbot is online? He's not going to be he's not going to be a normal one. Oh no? What is? I'm just putting a couple of commands into YouTube. I do apologize. It's not, although it says it's, I just don't understand why it's not doing anything. Nightbot's finally woken up. Wow, it finally did something. Welcome, Nightbots. Welcome. That's a fantastic thing. So it's not going to be red. What are you going to do? What's the plan? Okay, we need to get back to painting this bad boy. Sorry, painting it. Gluing his arms and bits on. His backpack is going to be done separately. I.e., that is quite the I could probably paint that on. In fact, I probably could paint it on there, but with the arms on, I'm not 100% sure. That, and then where's the old sword? Corvus Black with Balthazar head. Balthazar. That's gold, right? Balthazar gold. That is a color I keep forgetting I own. I do like that one. All right. Dark gold. Yeah, I do like that one. It's a good color. Corvus Black is also a color I need. That's a juicy color. Okay. I don't know when my 3D prints are going to finish. I think they're going to finish at around about 10. That is the plan. And tomorrow I can clean them up, and then hopefully get them winging on their way to their new owners on Thursday. Corvus. I keep meaning to buy it. One color I keep neglecting to buy. Mean to, but I fail. So make sure it all goes together. When the backpack goes on, goody gumdrops. Right, so I need to get this boy primed at some point. I will be painting this one off camera. Be attempting to paint it on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday ish. Don't rub it in that I've yet to get anything painted by you. No, it's all right, Icarus. I've not been able to paint. I've barely been able to paint myself. Let alone being able to like offer commissions as a thing. However, I'm hoping that time is soon going to come to an end, and I will at least be able to offer commissions again, or properly, or something soon. You're having one today. What, Chad? What? Dude, it does. Yeah, no, it's I've got some of the other Terminator ones that Signum have done. We can have a look at the Kickstarter again, I think. I buggered it up. I've gone and derped it up. Rat. Still not feeling 100%. I'm gonna blame that. I'm blaming that on Disney. Blaming that on okay, so that okay. Right. There. There we go. All right. I do like these wings. They're very cool. Jetpack thing. Very cool. But he prances around like this. I think that's very cool. I like it. So these are available on Kickstarter at the moment, along with I've got one of the Terminators built right here. He's all about those that tickling action. He's not just going to bonk you to death with this. He will tickle you to death. So I'm going to be priming him tomorrow. Probably not tonight. Probably tomorrow. I had a big win last night. Oh, bloody hell. Working on some reinforcements for a client, and he wanted all the Deimos Predator gun options magnetized. Oh, okay. I found an STL that's purely the sponsons. Nice. Yeah. On the purple site, or... Children may be present. Cults, yeah. So I think I probably know the same one. Maybe. But there's definitely a good thing having those printed out for the sponsons. I know I did magnetize. I think I did a sponson magnetizing video for some reason. I don't know why I'm really bothered about it. I'm not really going to be playing it, certainly not competitively, and I'm not going to have to really worry about WYSIWYG kind of deal. But I did have it magnetized, so you could pop out whatever sponsons you wanted in there. But that is a good thing. Being able to print those bad boys out, definitely a good thing. I'm gonna potentially either find one on the bits, like on a bits site, or have to find some printable bad boys to go on this bad boy. Also, this wasn't me. I think I purchased this off eBay years ago, decades ago. We're gonna have to do some sort of finagling. We're gonna have to finagle some stuff around and make it work again. But the printers are going. I'm currently using a mix of Ceratec Navy, Fast Navy Grey, mixed in with a little bit of Tenacious in about a 1:7 ratio. I went slightly fruity today. I thought 1:7. One part Tenacious, 7 parts Fast Navy Grey. So hopefully it's gonna make things slightly bendy wendy. Had a parent complain about tutor said bonk. Has a tutor said bonk? That's the word bonk is not going to offend me. Not going to offend me. I know, like, I don't know. It's, I personally don't like to swear all the time, and I personally prefer it. I would prefer that people didn't swear in chat all the time. Like, mainly this is basically because of one or two people back when I first started streaming. They could not string a sentence together without swearing. It was F this, F that, F the other, and it was just tedious and exhausting. I don't care about the swear words myself, but it's just slightly tedious being swearing in every sentence. So I did ban it for a long time in the attempts of going was it? I was going to say child friendly. That's not really the way of saying it. Anyway, whatever the phrase was, but we've dropped that. Not because got to the above. It's got up to the above school level of complaints, and everyone has to treat it seriously. Yeah, well, thankfully we're not a school here. Thankfully I'm not a school here. But bonk isn't swearing. No, it's not. It's not swearing. But I know some people do say bonk instead of, you know, have sex. And I don't know. I'm thankfully I'm not gonna have a heart attack if I see someone there. Just sharing your emails. Yeah. That's taking it a little bit too far, I think. Being a little bit too virtuous almost. Oh no, can't hear that word. Although I suppose it written. No. All I can say is thank God I'm not a teacher. I would not be a good teacher. I don't think I have the patience to teach. Young whippersnappers. Lucian? No, I didn't, dude. I didn't. Do you want to drop a link in somewhere? Show us. You don't need patience. Are you sure? I think I need patience. I think I have patience. But then again, when it comes to... I'm going to say when it comes to someone I don't like. When it comes to... I don't know. When it comes to a child and they're just screaming and just won't shut up, I have... My patience just goes out the window. I need to go and get a cup of tea and I need to calm down. Just a riot shield and a baton. Hey, Rocky, what's going on? How you doing? Happy Monday to you. Patience needed or a large pillow softly applied. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I've got two nieces and a nephew. Like my nieces are both 4. My nephew's date today. 11 months old. Like they are getting louder. They're getting louder, and I that's it for me. I think that's all I need. Let my brothers have worry about that, about the noise making things. You haven't long finished work? Hell yeah. What's the plan now? What's the plan for your evening or late afternoon? I'll tell you what my plan is. And I'm gonna drink some coffee. I'm gonna share that for free. Yeah, so I'm absolutely knackered. I had last week was terrible for me, and I'm still not over it. But I'm gonna drink some coffee and that will start. Chill and paint? Hell yeah. Well, firstly, I'm gonna ask you some personal questions, right? What's for tea? Secondly, what are you going to paint? Very personal questions. I hope you can share. I don't know if we're doing any painting today. Honestly, today was not a guaranteed painting day. More like me having to chit chat and run my face. We have to make some plans. I do want to make some plans. We have started talking about the catechins, which we are going to do. We are going to do the catechins. It's going to be very saucy. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, cheers, dude. Nurgle Predator tank. Filthy. And that's just Duncan. Hilarious. No. That was very unfair of me to say such a thing. Nurgle, a demon-possessed Nurgle Predator. Let me have a butcher's. Yeah. No worries, you rock on, dude. What am I? His name on Instagram. Am I even following him? Duncan. I found him. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna have to. I don't. It's weird. I don't currently watch masses of hobby videos on old YouTube Reno. So I like adding some texture into the surface of these vehicles with the green stuff. Was something I would definitely stolen that. Absolutely stolen. He hasn't. That wasn't his original idea at all. No, but I would definitely be like splatting some sort of, add some, I don't know, funky weird texture on. Got some weird insect legs coming out of there. I like it. I like the weird arms and legs flying out. Obviously, it's chaos. You need some chains. I love the whips and chains. Fish cakes. Oh, bloody hell. I love a fish cake. Now, when you have a fish cake, what do you like in your fish cakes? Because I'm very, very partial to like my grandmother used to make amazing fish cakes. And I miss them. Thankfully, obviously I miss her as well. I've got her recipe for those fish cakes. But it's like smoked haddock and like cod or some other white fish in there. I'm not massively keen, like this goes for fish pie as well. I'm not massively keen on slapping in salmon into, not massively keen on it. I don't, it doesn't do anything for me. Except irritate me, I think. You got new potatoes. Oh, I love new potatoes. They're so good. And you're working on 300 miniature battle scene from... Holy moly. That is an amazing... That's amazing. How much space is that taking up, Rocky? How did the eyes? Hold on, we're going to get to the eyes. We're going to get to the eyes. You don't think... Well, are we talking about these like weird like insect arm things coming out? Well, I mean, I suppose it's everyone's. I mean, I think that it is nerdly. Like fly legs, like that kind of stuff. Like it reads as Nurgle to me, but I would like to know what you think. Is anyone watching Andor? I'm not watching Andor, no. I don't really watch TV, truth be told. My gran makes wonderful fish cakes, which she calls them rissus. Oh, okay. You like to make salmon curry? I mean, don't get me wrong. I like salmon. I just don't like salmon in my fish cakes or my fish pie. Not into it. Not on board it with that way of life. I mean, if someone was to make me fish cakes or fish pie and put salmon in them, I wouldn't tell that person they're the worst person in the world ever. And that they have an abhorrent sense of taste. And what's his face? That one TV chef would shout at them. I wouldn't do that. But I'm just not into it. It's not my jam. Salmon and mashed potato with garlic. I mean, see, there you go. Mashed potato. Basically, I mean, my grandmother, she did. It was smoked haddock. What's that stuff called? Parsley. Parsley, mashed potato, and some other white fish as well. It's like, then make those big chunky bad boys. You did mash with pesto and feta cheese the other night? Ooh, I mean, I love mashed potato. I am an absolute fiend for it. I love mashed potato. Slapping in cheese, yes. Slapping in garlic, yes. Slapping in mustard, yes. Slapping in just most things, yes. I'm a hussy for it. Your whole bedroom? Bloody hell. Make sure, hopefully not on your bed, Rocky, because you do need to sleep, okay? Mandibles. Mandibles. Exactly. Yes. Sweet, sweet mandibles. Sorry, did you... Oh, the eyes. I think we're going to get to that in a second. These eyes right here. I'm trying to basically, Chad, I'm trying to think of what this is reminding me of. Is it thinking me, oh Christ. Are we learning how to speak English today? No. Is it reminding me of, what's his face? I'm trying to think of the horror directors. He does, is it like body horror films? I'm not talking about The Fly. Or maybe I should be talking about The Fly. You are a streamer as well? Fantastic stuff. So when you do, you're doing Ultramarines, basically. The best Legion. The best chapter ever. Or are you going with some other Legions as well? Other chapters? Sleep is for the weak. I need my sleep. The Fly, Verhoeven. Is it Verhoeven? Yeah, it was like, I think, Chad, yes. He had 3 movies. Yes, that one. Yes. I'm not thinking of Verhoeven, but I think I see where you're going with Verhoeven. Although he would have boobs everywhere as well, surely. He would have like naked bits all over the place. Cronenberg. Do I mean Cronenberg? I might mean Cronenberg. Anyway, I didn't see this, and thank you very much for linking it to me. Lucian, pointing it out. You're doing Ultramarines, you legend. Absolute legend. Because we know Ultramarines are the best. That goes without saying. I collect Ultramarines. I have excellent taste. I have excellent taste. Oh God, what have we got to do? I know. I need the music. Naked Lunch and Videodrome. Yes, Videodrome. Thank you. All right. That's what I had in mind. Somehow, like very tenuously in my brain. I don't think I watched Naked Lunch. Now, I think I have seen Naked Lunch. And I think I have seen Videodrome, but only once. Like, they're not films that are on the regular. I'll tell you what I did watch over the weekend. When I was playing Vegetable. I watched 2 films back to back, right? One was called... I'll let you in on a little secret. It was called... I'm just trying to get the music going again. What the hell was... It was basically... it was billed, or it's been billed as like The Thing, but in a boat. Which was enough to sell me on that nonsense. They were basically can't quite remember the story already. I watched a bunch of bad films over the weekend, but 2 films back to back were basically the same. One, they were crab fishermen, right? On a crab fishing boat. And some scientific tests and some alien. They managed to drag aboard some crash landed thing from out of space, and aliens happened. Was it a low budget movie? Yeah, I love watching those sorts of films. So one was called, so I can't remember what the first one was called. I'm going to Google it right now. The other one was basically the same film, but it was an Irish, made by the Irish Film Board or whatever they call themselves. And that was called Sea Fever, which is very similar. Well, similar-ish. You know, they're on board a boat and alien things happen. Practical felt... It was with Lance Henriksen. It was indeed, Lucian. Yes. Yes, that's the exact one. Yeah. Yeah. I saw Lance was on it and I thought, oh boy! And I had to watch it. You watched Sea Fever. Harbinger Down, that was the one. Yes. So I watched Harbinger Down. And I dig it. Right? All about it. And then I saw, like, I was looking for something which was, like, less than 2 hours. Like, hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes-ish. And I saw Sea Fever, and I thought, that sounds like it might be... Surely it was similar-ish. It's not the exact same thing, but, you know. That was a good film as well. I liked it. I liked Sea Fever and Harbinger Down. Oh, really? Oh, see, I didn't see that. I didn't see him make his posts on that. I'm really glad I watched it though, because like you know, it made me very happy to watch that film. I like Lance. I'm going to call him Lance because we're obviously great friends. You went on Cabin Fever weekend binge. They made a load of movies ripping off the original. I mean, I'm all about this. Tell me what you watched, Chad. I would happily watch them. Classic stylings, exactly, Lucian. Yeah, I love all those sorts of films. I don't want to call them low budget films, but you know, they're certainly not Hollywood $1 million, multi-million, or verging on tickling $1 billion thingies. But I also watched another film about... Oh god, okay, so what else did I watch? I watched one film, I think it was off the coast of Maine, America. Like he went there, someone went there. And what the hell was it? I'm trying to... Oh god, I've watched too many interesting films recently and I'm getting slightly confused. B movies? You'll find a list. The Void? Tell me about The Void. I watched one recently and it was... There were cockroaches. But they weren't your normal cockroaches. These were weird Arctic cockroaches. I can't quite remember where the hell they were from, but they were cockroaches. I can't really remember that film, truth be told. That was a bit of a blur. The more you talk about these types of movies, the more I think you should definitely watch Leviathan. Leviathan? Tell me about Leviathan. Because I might have seen it. Is that the classic with Sharon Stone? I'm not sure. I've not seen a film with Shazza in for a while, actually. The Void? I think... Oh, I almost watched that the other day. I almost watched The Void the other day. Yeah, I almost saw that. I saw it pop up on Amazon, and I thought, oh, yeah, we've got to make sure we make the effort to watch that bad boy. Sorry, obviously, we should not really be in miniatures at the moment. We're just in just chatting. Maybe I should actually just change that. Just chatting because I'm literally just running my mouth today, apparently. Whee! So The Void is on the watch list. Awesome practical facts? Hell yes, I'm about it. So Leviathan. Cheers. Thank you very much for the link. Appreciate it. Oh, hello. Watch the... 1989. That's going to make me seasick just... Hey, Zany. How you doing today? Happy Monday to you. What's going on? I do apologize. We are doing even less painting today than we normally do, and I know that's not much. I had a really bad week. I had a seizure last Wednesday, and I'm still recovering. I'm not 100%. Tomorrow, we're painting. We're back to painting tomorrow. We got the Signum Kickstarter miniatures we'll be painting, and yeah, we're just mostly chatting today. It's terrible. Hey, Fluent, what's going on? Maybe too many or not enough. I don't know. Only time will tell. Get that homework done, though. Get that homework done. Thank you very much for checking in. I hope you're well and had a good weekend. Fluent Code, what's cracking? How you doing, dude? Out of curiosity, how is Twitch with you watching trailers? I don't really like to risk it, truth be told. Then again, Twitch seems to be fine with a lot of things that YouTube aren't not fine with. And because I'm dual streaming to YouTube as well, I don't like to push my luck with things. You've seen so many 80s. I just honestly, Lucian, I read that as 80s underwear films, and I thought, well, man after my own heart. Well, I'm all right. I'm doing better. Like, last week was not great. Seizures are never fun. Almost like today was just caught me by surprise. So I wasn't actually ready for Monday to appear, and then I realized stream was happening. I was like, oh god, you know what? I'm not actually sure if I'm 100%. I'm certainly not ready to paint. So we're just really running our mouth today as much as possible, and tomorrow we paint. Had a pretty intense few weeks, but I understand you've won. Yeah. Look, well, I hope all is groovy with you. I'm very keen on Lucian's 1980s underwear films that I misread. My brain is still fixated on that, apparently. Before I go, though, I finally got to working on your resin printer. Hell yes. Hell yes. How's that going for you, Zany? I think that was actually Sphere. You know, I saw that in the last year. I've seen the Sphere film in the last year, and I don't hate it. I don't know. It's not a film I watch regularly. You made a girl watch. I totally got the wrong film. I was like, this is not the movie I remember. So hold on. I think this was actually Sphere. Hold on. What film did you mean to make her watch? How many 80s underwater films are there? I don't know. Lots. Shazza, Samuel L. Jackson, and Hoffman. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, proper sphere. First for 2 small prints you failed, but I'm confident on the one I'm running right now. Having set up a bunch of printers recently, what sort of calibration prints do you do? I mean, when it comes to printing these days, I do a couple of like really quick prints, like 15, 20, 25 minute prints of like, you know, this, I don't actually. Let's change the scene. Oh, ladies and jelly spoons. Hold on. Oh, hello. The Abyss. Love it. You meant to introduce her to the Abyss? Exactly. Similar but different. You're testing with the resin cube. So what I do, I know you didn't ask, but I'm gonna steal the bit of the show for my own. So what I do is I usually print these sorts of things. In fact, I think this is my favorite one to print because it's only like, I think this is like, depending on the layer thickness and speed, it is a relatively quick print to do, like 15, 20, 25 minutes. And that gets you like a decent way there, or it gets me a decent way there. And then I like to, once I like, oh yeah, that number looks about right, then I like to break out these bad boys. The pillars of sauciness. Failure, and we want maximum success. We don't want this level of success. We want closer to ideally all of those cones. But, yeah, so that's what I do. It gets me up and running pretty quickly without having to waste huge amounts of time. Because I know in the past I used to do like all these sorts of things as well. Like there are so many different like cubes of calibration. I found this one as well was also an interesting one to print. Hold on, let me get back. I've not watched The Abyss in a hot minute though. I need to remedy that. 2 of those are 1989 that just barely scraped through. The other is 1998. Yeah. So I've, like, The Abyss and Sphere, I've definitely seen several times. Leviathan, I'm pretty sure I've seen. But I am going to have to I'm going to have to double check. I'm going to have to double check. There's Titanic as well. That was also underwater. Yes, that was. I remember seeing that. Went to the cinema to see that. The King's Road. Was it Odeon? Was it the Odeon, or was it? It was an Odeon cinema. Yeah, I think it was an Odeon cinema in London. Was not expecting that to be a 3-hour film. Where do I find that one? I will double check the file name of it, and I will I think it's called the XP Validator 2. Let me just have a quick butcher's, see if I can find it for you. XP, I think it's called the XP Validator. Validator 2. And I can put a link for it in chat, hopefully, if I can find it. Oh, XP Validator 3. Ooh, I don't know if I've seen that one. Okay, I will check out the third one. It's a Thingiverse thing. Zany, I'll slap it into chat. Right there. That's the second one. That's the one I like. I'm not familiar with the third. Nice one, Zany. Far better than one. Okay, so I've not found. So there's XP Validator 3, which I'm not familiar with. I don't think. Why have I not? I like the I prefer the second one, but I've not used the third one. So maybe we will find a. Are you making that up? I'm so... Fluent code. I feel really dumb now. I feel really dumb. Thank you. Okay. All right. I'm really glad you clarified, because I would have been like, I'm Googling around. I can't find the third one in that trilogy. No. It's all right. No need to apologize. So yeah, I'm just talking to Zany over on... So Zany is on YouTube. So folks on Twitch, you might be wondering what the hell I'm gibbering about. We're just talking about that validation matrix. I really like it. I found it gets me up and running and sort of in the right ballpark. And close, like as close as possible, without stressing too much about, like, with all the other ones, like, they're kind of a lot higher. So you can do a whole lot more prints of these ones than you can with the sort of taller validation sort of matrices and cubes and all that kind of stuff. I'm a big fan of these ones. Gets you in the ballpark, yeah, exactly. And then you can do, like, I like the cones of calibration, because I do use pre-supports a lot. And that basically, once that's dialed in, I don't really have too many problems. Anyway, that's just me. What the hell were we... Last time we talked about Leviathan, you had not seen it. Oh, had I not? Then I haven't seen it since then. Leviathan. No. The 1989 film. No, I've definitely not seen it. Creature Effects was designed by Stan Winston. Absolute tragedy. I've not seen it then. I need to see it. I've the crew consists of members of Glenn Doc Thompson, Elizabeth Willie Williams, Buzz Sixpack Parrish, Justin Jones, Tony DeJesus Rodaro, Bridget Bowman, and GB Cobb. Okay. Well, I'm sold. I'm sold on that. Discovers a Soviet shipwreck, the Leviathan. Safe. Yeah, I've not seen that, and I absolutely need to remedy that, because that's a goddamn tragedy that I've not. I'm going to hunt that down. Thank you for reminding me again to see it. Zany, thank you very much for hanging out. We're definitely painting tomorrow, but I'm glad your printer is moving in the right direction. Good luck. Folks, what are we all up to? I know we're really not doing huge amounts of painting, but we have talked about the Catachan people. Warband thing we want to put together. I think that will be definitely an immediate goal, and then we can move on to other projects. Like, I do have to finish. Well, Space Wolves. Space Wolves are going to be on the agenda relatively soon, because I know GW are actually going to be coming out with their Primaris like range of Space Wolves. So we could combine that, strip the old army, and work on repainting them. That will be a good project. Trying to convince yourself to make food. What food would you make if you weren't going to order sushi? If you weren't going to take the easy way out? What would you order? I mean, sorry, what would you make? Not what would you order. Balloon Code, by the way, I missed that sentence where you said you've never printed a test piece. I'm envious. I'm envious. I think I've almost always... Well, when I first started printing, there weren't really like test pieces like that. There was a... You got given a... Or at least I didn't know about them, I should probably clarify. Like, you were given a thing to print. So I had a skull. I still have downstairs with my printers, in fact. Which I printed out. That printed out, and I thought, fine. I'll just start there. So I guess technically, in the good old days, I went balls to the wall. And printed whatever. Bonus points if that's second edition Monopose Marines. Printed at 120, and with their feet on the build plate, no supports at all. Oh, that is... I like that. That is very cool. That's very nice. So... That's Leviathan. The Catechins. Have a look at the Catechins again. So... This is basically the army that we're going to work towards, although we're going to swap out, I think, the Lehman Russes for Hellhounds. Maybe one... Well, maybe we'll do 2 Hellhounds and a Basilisk. No, not a Basilisk. A Griffin... No. Is it a Griffin? Basically, a mobile massive mortar carrier thing. Maybe we'll consider doing that instead, but definitely 2 flamethrower tanks of doom. And some chimeras. And that would be the list right here. 2 chimeras. 2 hellhounds. We got 2 battle tanks. Infantry is an artillery team. 3 heavy weapon squads. 2 Kazakin squads. Battle line is basically 50 geezers. So 5 squads of 10. You can always merge those into, I don't know, 2 squads of 20 and a squad of 10. Or 3 squads of 10 and a squad of 20. My maths is correct. Catch and command squad, they will sort of basically situate themselves near the artillery. Epic heroes, we've got Ironhand Straken. Harker, Sly Marbo, and Gaunt's Ghosts as well, just because they're like sneaking around. I've also seemed to remember having some 5 rattlings in there as well, just for, I don't know, plinking away something. That's 2,000 points ish. So that would be the list if we start moving towards that. Leftover chicken and rice. I mean, that's a good start. Hose it down with chili sauce. 50% failure rate. They looked amazing, though. Imagine. Hell yeah. You sorted out your Eldar yesterday. Sorry, by the way, chat had just paused. I thought chat was just... I was just going to have to talk to myself for a bit. Chat had actually just stopped moving entirely. Even though chat had happened. You sorted out your Eldar yesterday. Got plenty of Guardians to make a start on next week. So how many Guardians, or how many minis do you have in like Eldar in total, do you think? That is a question. So the vehicle wise, like, it'd swap out a Lehman Russ for. Oh, in fact. Could swap out a Lehman Russ for something saucy like. Yeah, vehicles. The Colossus. Colossus Siege Mortar. This always boggles my brain. Like in my brain, when I read Siege Mortar, right? I think it's a really big mortar. Right? I think it's a really big mortar with indirect fire. Generally mortars are, right? But this mortar is not an indirect mortar. They got the mortar barrel and they just rotated it 90 degrees face the enemy. So they don't do indirect, they do direct. It's a direct fire weapon. Which is bananas. 120-inch range. Colossus, not indirect. Yeah, basically what this person said. It's not indirect. In case you forget what it looks like. Like, I always thought this was an indirect weapon. Lurk away, Chad. Enjoy that film. It's awesome. I loved watching it, and I'll definitely be watching Harbinger Down. Are you making the Citizen Levy army? Of course you are. So Guardians and Guardian adjacent only. About 60 minis to start with. That's plenty for second. That is a lot for second edition. I was pondering that the other day. It's like the size of armies back then, like tiny. Reminds me of the old Basilisk. You could direct. Could you really direct fire the old Basilisk? I like that. I like that idea. Didn't they also have the Medusa on a Chimera chassis? Yes, I believe they did. Wait, where's the Medusa? Where's the Medusa? Malcador Defender and Furnace. I could. Oh, I don't care if it's Legends. I don't care. Having the Malcador and Furnace, one of my all-time favorite tanks for the Catachans, who I basically believe are they just like carrying flamethrowers around. Having a big flamethrower tank, along with two Hellhounds. Oh, it's tempting. It's tempting. Indirect or direct in second edition? Oh god, okay. So I didn't have many. Like, I didn't have vehicles back. I had like I think I had one Predator. I forget which one it had. I forget which version it was. It had a curvaceous top and two las guns. I think it was las guns, or maybe it was auto guns. Predator thingamajiggle. And it had some sponsons, which I still got it, by the way, somewhere. I need to dig it out. Annihilator. Yes. I think that's the one I had. Yes. Well done for translating my awful description, by the way. So they had the Griffin mortar on a Chimera chassis. Oh, okay. So hold on, which one was I looking at a second? The Griffin mortar carrier. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. All right, I'm with you now. Yes. This has a 48-inch range. Strength 7. What was the other one? The Colossus. 120 inch range, strength 6. Damage d6 plus 2. The only Lehman Russ tank Space Wolves could... Well, basically, I think that's why I have it. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait. That was the Exterminator from 3rd edition onwards. Well, what I need to do, I need to locate the tank. I saw it relatively recently. And it's still painted Space Wolf blue. Blue-grey, or whatever that color is. I need to double check, because I'm not really sure what was on the front of it. Like, they look like... It could have been autocannons. But then again, it could have been las cannons. Oh, it definitely wasn't the Annihilator. It was definitely something shooty. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is I could nuke a Lehman Russ battle tank, my Catachan, right? And that gives us 185 points to... Or I could get rid of the other one as well, and then we would have maths 360 points to spend on something ridiculous, which is my preferred option, probably. Really, when it comes to oh, the Dominus Armored Siege Bombard. What the devil is this bad boy? With a name like, oh, sweet baby buttery Jesus. What? Triple-barreled Gun of Doom? Oh, I like someone's got a 3D printable thing. Option. There's a triple-barreled silly gun. 48-inch range. Strength 12. Indirect fire. Dominus Armored Siege Bombard. I mean, I'm sold with the name alone. Predator Annihilator has twin las cannon and turret and 2... okay. So if I said the one I have, I think has 2 bolters on each side. Bronson. What would that say to you? Would that A say to you, I'm very confused and completely misremembering? Or is it something else? It's like the GWE 100 with triple barrels. I'm sold. Just with the name. Standard Russ. Oh, I'm gibbering fluent code. Don't worry. So I think the one I have is either got... I really wish I could remember what the hell was on top of it. It was either twin autocannons or twin las guns, and then bolters on each side, I think. I really need to remember. I need... What's in the turret? Something which goes pew pew. I really don't know. I'm going to have to find it. I don't think it's in this room, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'd go and sort of start scrabbling around in some of the cupboards over there. I think it's in one of the boxes in the garage, which is a concern. I will locate it this week, though. Draw us a picture. God. Don't ask me to draw. I can't draw. All right. No, I don't really... I don't know. I don't know if I can remember what it looks like. I'm struggling to remember. I'm seeing if I have a very quick... I'm going to my Instagram. Act it out and use all mind powers. God almighty, absolute bunch of nightmares, you lot. I don't know how to act that out in a way that would do it justice. It looked like a tank. It was painted blue. I'm just scrolling. I'm basically really hoping that my Instagram has a picture of it. I don't think it does, though. Thing is, though, Like with a lot of my tanks, I don't know where it came from. I really can't remember buying it. Trapped in a glass box. Big gun, little gun, cardboard box. Listen, problem is if I start acting like that, well, I'll end up dancing. That's going to be a nightmare for everyone. The problem is I have too much rhythm, and you know it's been contained for too long. I'm not finding it anywhere on my Instagram. Why? Those are brownies. I'm not going to find it. No, I've not found it. Terrible. I'm very sorry, folks. Afraid today is not going to be the day. No one needs a spontaneous eruption of rhythm. It's a bugger to clean up. Well, I suppose it really depends. Damn it. We'll find it at some point. It's not going to be today. Anyway, suffice to say, I have a tank that I think is going to get painted up with my Space Wolves. I think that's the plan. I got five biker boys over there. So I got 5 biker mice from Mars. I need to get my hands on Ulrich the Slayer. I really need to get my hands on the old characters. Blue and Coat, you look after yourself. Have a safe bath. Look after yourself. You want a Stormblade and a Shadow Sword? They really need to make Warhounds and Titans. Wait, do they not? What do you mean in Titans? Do you mean in plastic? They do need to make Titans in plastic. That would be... not for my wallet, of course. That's okay. I want that mime for Bjorn the Fell-Handed. Damn. That would be impressive. That would be impressive. I wouldn't know where to start doing justice. But what I would like to get Bjorn the Fell-Handed. Ulrich the Slayer, definitely, because he's lost anyway. Now, I do have my original Ragnar Blackmane and Njal Stormcaller. I don't really want to strip them of paint, though, so I'm going to probably have to end up rebuying them as well. Rather exhausting. But I think I might be able to make it work. I think I might be able to make that Blah, blah, blah. I'm not speaking English at all well today. Right, get rid of those. Music is playing okay. And that was the Duncan video going on. So, let's have a ponder. We've got the Catachan situation. Oh, we haven't fully solved the Catachan situation. We had dropped 2 Lehman Russes. We freed up 360 points. Baneblade would be hilarious, but we can't. That's way too much. What does one think of? Like, I suppose I do have a Gorgon heavy transport, but that's not really very, not very Katachani. Hellhound, more Hellhounds? Because the thing is, I've already got 2 Hellhounds here, Lucian, and I've got 360 points to use. We could, I mean, we could do another Hellhound and a Lehman Russ, or Griffin with Flaming Mortar. Right, am I Griffin Mortar Carrier? Mortars do make sense. You just double check that I've got the right. Okay. I mean, these do make sense to me. Because for the infantry, we've already got some artillery. We got some mortars, 3 mortar squads, or 3 autocannon squads, and a siege cannon. Or a heavy mortar. I haven't made my mind up. I mean, my brain says mortar, but I think I just left it on siege cannon. A juicy heavy mortar. Manticores? They look cool. Looking cool is the important thing. Manticore. Yes, of course. Why have I not got any Manticores? Well, there we go. It'd be 1 Manticore. 2 Hellhounds and a Griffin Mortar Carrier. That would look pretty sweet. I don't care that, like, I'm not fussed that we got legends in. That's not a bother at all for me. Yeah, I'm just wondering maybe if we can make something even more Katachani. We could potentially drop some of the 1 squad of Kazakin. Maybe. Don't have any sentinels, so you do want to rush chassis. The Demolisher fits Katashinish vibes. It used to be ignore cover and it's short ranged effect, and is short-ranged effect for jungle fighting and obviously city fights. Demolisher. I'm a bit of a fiend for a vehicle. Sentinel is exactly Sentinel. I think Sentinel is very. I think. We can, I mean, Kazakin, they're Cadians. I think if we get rid of one of them, and then we can get rid of a Chimera as well, then we can go a couple of Sentinels. Potentially. A couple of Sentinels, and then we've still got 165 points to spend on either more geezers or another Manticore. We got Sly. We got Harker, we got Straken. I have got Gaunt's Ghosts. I know they're not really, you know, jungly, but there are, you know, foresty. So there is space for 1 more Manticore, potentially, or potentially another Griffin. Something else on the side. Or more sentinels. Like, we could go a couple of armored ones. Or a wyvern. I do personally like the idea of these gunships, the Vendetta and the gunships. Like, I did think initially that maybe scrap the chimeras and they can come in instead of via vehicles. The Kazakin can come in via gunship. Yeah, Apocalypse Now. Yeah, see, I was thinking of maybe scrapping this and then slapping in a wyvern or a I think the Vendetta is even saucier. That's 5 points over. That's very disappointing. Have transport? It does have transport. A single gunship? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like the Vendetta gunship. It does have transport capacity, so it could bring in some boys. And it could also do a pass with, what's it got? It's got the Vendetta rocket las cannons. Wait, hold on. What am I? Wait, there was one. The Vulture gunship, was that what it was? That doesn't have transport. But it does have rocket pods. Which is very cool. Which is really very cool. How many points is it? 225. We can scrap that. I mean, the Kazakin can go in on their legs. Potentially. You can also swap them out. Yeah, I reckon. I think the Manticore's the one, right? I think the only thing, like the Manticore potentially might be the one I would swap out for something else. Try to find yours in a box. If you got a Valkyrie or the Vendetta. I'm just wondering, potentially, like the Manticore might be the only thing I'm slightly iffy about. But I think from a like, it's certainly a cool mini. Like, how cool is that? Very cool. It's just, it's a very cool thing. I like it, but wondering if there's one other vehicle that might. 180, up to 190 points potentially. I'm not looking at Lehman Russes really. Arnodon, no. The Crassus. Surely the Crassus is. I mean, that's not really jungly, but you could write it all in caps, which is very important. Oh, you got Vulture. Nora. What's the Medusa? Let me remind myself what the Medusa. Oh, that's another siege gun. Indirect fire. Oh! Yo. We could go Medusa instead of the Manticore. Strength 12. Saucy gun. I'm not sure how jungly it is, though, compared to the Manticore. I'm liking this, though. I'm liking it so far. So, I mean, we got our characters. I mean, I suppose really more command squads would be better. Got 50, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 geezers. Got some mortars. A heavy mortar. Kazakin. 5 ratlings. Griffin water carrier. Hellhound, Manticore. Scout sentinels and a vulture gunship. Pretty sort. I dig it. Oh. Yeah. Tempted. Certainly a temptation. Whether or not we can make it a reality. I need to get rid of all these tabs that I just opened though, because time is it? 7:20. Flyer, I think it's needed. The thing is, I do have a Valkyrie. I do have a Valkyrie already. Because I like the idea of, because at one point I was thinking I like the idea of some like doing it up like a stealth. Well, I was going to paint it black. With, I don't know, some sort of skull on it or some nonsense like that to be all their spec ops. With Kazakin or Tempestus Scions. You can play Ride of the Valkyrie, exactly. I don't know, I think I like it. I mean, I've always liked that, and I've always wanted one. Unfortunately. I've always wanted one of those bad boys. So going the Griffin Mortar Carrier, 2 Hellhounds, Manticore. I mean, Manticore could be swapped out for... what did I say? What's that thing I said? I mean, I could potentially swap it out for either another Griffin Mortar Carrier or the other thing I said. The Armageddon pattern Medusa. Not quite sure what the difference is between the two, truth be told. 36-inch range for the Medusa siege cannon. Griffin, I think it's 48-inch. Strength 7. Yeah, the Medusa is shorter range with higher strength. Only 4 damage? Griffin's only 2 damage. Anyway, I like the idea of that. That sounds could probably make room for I don't know. The vulture gunship is definitely the hot stuff. I dig it. In fact, it would be rude not to. No, well, I was thinking the vulture gunship. This has got the rocket pods and the vulture hellstrike rack. It just looks so damn cool. I have to locate a way of getting it. Like, obviously I've got find a Forge World bit or an STL I could print out potentially, get me where I need to be. But it's such a cool. I've always liked it. Too cool. Plus, you could also play that, obviously, Ride of the Valkyries, and hypothetically playing it when one plays a game. That's pretty good though. There's only one catching command squad though, strangely. I mean, wondering if maybe we need another. And the rattlings, I'm not 100% sure. They were, I just threw them in. Always yeet them and put another command squad in instead. Atlas recovery vehicle. Heavy bolter. Recovery vehicle. Right. I do like these centaur, like light carriers. I do really like these. They are a bit creaky though, but I think they're cool vehicles. I have an STL for something similar-ish. Not like a copy, but it's like... I know like in World War II there were various... I can't remember what the... I can't remember what we had. There was some variety... Like, wasn't just called the Bren carrier, was it? Might have just been called a Bren carrier. I do like these. I don't really know how. They're kind of jungly, maybe. But they're definitely Kriegy. Krieg flavored. I don't know. Anyway, that is the Katashan problem, which we are going to continue to work on. I'm looking forward to doing that because it means I think that's going to be basically one of my first blog posts back on my blog. Once sort of keeps my thoughts vaguely in focus, which is an issue I have with focus. But having the blog, it does kind of keep me like on the straight and narrow, so to speak. But I'm looking forward to doing that. So that's going to be on there. The Space Wolves. We got Blood Angels to do as well at some point. Imperial Fists. Death Guard. And no doubt others. And then we got the Empire, the Warhammer, the old world. Got the Empire, got Goblins, we got Bretonia, we got many things. Centurion and Atlas recovery vehicles, along with the Arvis, not great in game, but looks so. Well, this is why I love those vehicles, Lucian. Like the Atlas recovery vehicle. I was talking about this like a month or so ago, actually. I think we were talking about the Atlas recovery vehicle, I believe. We were sort of pondering, like, if there was like a Primaris version, or like Primaris, like, sorry, Space Marine tanks. And like, I know I was looking because I found this thing, the whatever this. Hold on, not on the right page. There, found this thing on Cults 3D. Mainly so that I could just yoink this recovery arm and slap it on, like, hypothetically, if we were going to do it, I could yoink this and slap it on a Primaris on a Space Marine vehicle. But I do love these, like, utility vehicles. They're very cool. Plus, also stowage, like, because JD was wanting to do a conversion of something like this. But I really like the fact that Forge World did those utility vehicles. You know, the recovery vehicle and the I'm trying to remember what the person carrier thing. Not the armored Crassus. Not that one. I've forgotten the name. But they brought the Arvis lighter back, haven't they? Sorry, the Centaur light carrier. That was it. The Arvis lighter is. Oh wait, hold on. The Arvis lighter and the Aquila lander. What's the difference? Oh, okay. So the Aquila lander is not one I'm very familiar with because I can't pronounce it half the time. That would be Imperial Navy light shuttle. This bad boy. You have an Aquila. They don't make it anymore. Oh, does it? Because I remember the crashed bad boy. I remember. Oh, okay. So the middle bit drops down. Oh, is that like a troop compartment? That's very cool. There's a throne-like chair in the back. Awesome. Awesome. I like it. I like it. I always imagined using it to transport a single assassin or... Yeah, that makes sense. Single assassin. Yeah, you want to drop that off and be well away from that when the assassin wakes up. You don't want to be anywhere near that when the assassin wakes up. It might accidentally sort of kill you. Just for looking at in the wrong direction. I'm very sad that I missed out on this. Like I was definitely around, and I technically had the money to buy the transporter. Sorry, the Thunderhawk transporter. When this was released, I was working for Disney at the time, so I definitely had the money to like hypothetically buy it, but it was a huge amount of money, and I wasn't 100% sure I was back in the hobby yet. Like I was just sort of, I didn't realize, but I was actually sort of ramping up to sort of take a 10-year break, but there we go. The old bottom view. Grabby arms, grabby hands. I always thought, though, it was 2 Land Raiders and 3 Rhinos, rather than just 1 Rhino. Sorry, 2 Rhinos or 1 Land Raider. I completely buggered up the measurements in my brain. Terrible of me. There's the old Vulture gunship. The fortress walls. Death Roller, Battle Fortress. The Tyranids. The Raven Fighter. Oh, wow. Oldest and smallest aircraft fielded by the Dark Eldar. Huh. Can't remember that at all. Never massively into Eldar, so I'm not massively familiar with them. Page does not exist. Okay then. But yeah, that was Automated defense. Tarantula sentry gun. Anyway. Suffice to say, the Vulture gunship, although the Marauder destroyer, I always loved that model. That was that old Forge World catalogue. Just looking through it, I spent way too long looking through those pages. But I loved like the destroyer and the bomber. Very cool. Very, very cool. Anywho. The Marauder destroyer is a super heavy flyer, absolute murder machine. I remember like salivating over this. And the bomber. Whatever the other, was it just called the Marauder Bomber? It's, 6 nose-mounted autocannons, yeah. 2 rear turret-mounted assault cannons, 2 dorsal turret-mounted heavy bolters. 3,000-pound internal payload, 8 Hellstrike missiles, main ammunition 300 rounds, secondary ammunition 2,000 rounds. Additional tracking and sensor systems compared to the original bomber model, allowing it to fly at night at heights as low as 100 meters, and at speeds in excess of 1,500 kilometers per hour. The much smaller bomb bay housed within its armored superstructure can only carry 6 bombs, while mounted alongside the ground surveillance Auspex. In the nose section are 3 twin-linked autocannons supplied by 150-round ammunition drums. Well, can it play Doom Fluent Code? That is the important question. You could probably... It probably could. It probably could. Most things these days can play Doom. It can receive further upgrades. I want to click on this button. Ejector seat, chaff, armored cockpit, infrared targeting, flares, distinctive paint scheme. Imagine that dropping in on you and your squad at night. It's humongous. It's just a humongous beast. I loved looking at this, and I genuinely thought at one point I might be able to talk myself into buying one of these. Back when like they were a thing. I kept looking at that damn Forge World magazine and almost talking myself into it. Obviously I didn't, much to my great displeasure. But there we go. From the old Imperial... those are all books I wish I got. Unfortunately, I didn't. Sucks. Oh, so hold on. We've got variants. The Colossus, the Destroyer, Pathfinder, and Vigilant. So that's got a 6,000-pound internal and external payload. Oh, really? Fluent Code? You can justify it by making some scenery with a landing pad in a jungle. Lucian, I've already thought about this. But, I mean... This is the problem. This is the problem. I can justify getting you know, for YouTube content, etc. Sound is off. Not from me. It's not. The jungle I have the Sky Shield landing pad. Funnily enough, I was looking at... No, it wasn't this. It wasn't this. But there were some Jungle Boys. I do need to make jungle terrain. Wiggly eyebrows. With an orc scenery, with orcs at the edge. Oh god. Anphelion, so I would give my left thing for that Anphelion base. That was my biggest regret. I do know somewhere which has like a CAD done file of it. No way. Hold on, wait. I have a book. I have a book here, ladies and jelly spoons. Called Planet Strike. It arrived this morning. I was looking, as one does, at the book. I saw this for one, which made me irritated that I only purchased one of those. I'm just wondering, is that thing in this book? Got some Vestroians chilling up there. Jungle terrain project with landed Marauder Destroyer. Oh god, Lucian. Absolute monster. You absolute monster. Black armor and the Balthazar gold. Yes. It's a good mix. It's a good blend. I'm just trying to find... Sorry, I know I'm far too zoomed in on this. But... Ooh, and other noises as well. Sweet, sweet Ultramarines. And horrible, horrible Tyranids. Disgusting. Got the Spear of Sicarius right here. Sorry, I'm just trying to find this Dubrifurkin, this jungle Dubrifurkin. The voice of godhood. Yo, Lucian. Look at these bad boys just flying out of the jungle. Take on this bad. I'm struggling. I'm... I thought I might have a picture of that thing in here. Truth be told, I don't. Bugger. By the time they did Planet Strike, they stopped putting homemade terrain in books. Oh, really? Oh, okay, Fluent Code. Apologies. I thought for some reason I saw it in this. I'm obviously thinking of a completely different thing. Load of sick... Dude, project like that would be so awesome. That would be so awesome. I would love to do. I really would. It's Warhammer lore is a bit like the Bible. You can take practically any position and find the quote. Well, this is very true. Yeah. That is true. I'm just. Am I on my face? No, I'm on the. No. Well, let's go there. I'll make you suffer with that for a few minutes. Hold on. Toys and beans. Well, this is the. Unfortunately, my memory is not as good as it should be. What are you calling this thing? What do you call that? Oh, I think I found a picture of it. Oh, god damn it. This picture is tiny weeny. This picture is really small. But do you mean that one? It's second edition, so older books, yeah. That's the one. Okay, rock on. Okay. I do know the one you mean now. That is absolutely ginormous. That's what she said. Etc., etc. And the things they did scratch build had to incorporate plastic parts. Remember the crashed spaceship from Chopped Up Toys and Bean Cans? I probably remember it if I saw it, but unfortunately my brain is not the best. Such as the voice of Godhood utilized. Yeah, Lucian. I just had the voice of Godhood when I just managed to have a picture of that. That is very cool with the Valkyries coming out of the jungle. Oh, hot stuff! I loved it. Star Wars in the Wargaming Terrain book. Okay, so there we go. There is another picture of. That's just so cool. My brother used to have this dreadnought. Not this particular one. I wish I could find my brother's old orcs. It makes me really sad that I can't. Because actually now I've seen this in this particular layout. This does actually, I do actually remember it properly. Trying to that would be a big project. I wonder how well does it print out. That's wiggly eyebrows. That's so cool. That's so cool. Anyway. Oh, hold on, we need to get back to that. Have to get rid of. Ugh. Try and find that. Or do our own version of it. I mean, that would be that would be bananas to do. And really tempting. Anyway, that's like a sort of vaguely future project. But it's definitely something to have on the agenda because hot damn does it look. Especially, must not get tempted. Too tempted. What time is it? It's, oh crikey. Blimey. Time has whizzed by today. So, obviously, we did absolutely no painting today, which I knew was going to happen. Absolutely no painting. But, tomorrow's stream, we will be doing painting, definitely. We've got this Signum miniature right here that we will be continuing to paint. I honestly meant to be painting it last Wednesday, but because stupid seizure got in the way. Completely threw a spanner in all of the works, unfortunately. So that will be we'll be painting that one tomorrow and probably Wednesday, and then I will be attempting to paint this one off camera the rest of the week as well. And then so that's basically this week. I'm not really sure where we're going to go from there. I've got to really start planning things out because otherwise we'll just meander around, not really achieving much of anything. But oh, you saucy rascal! Thank you very much. Oh God, that thing! I do remember that. Kel Surprise! Yes. I remember... Okay, just folks. I was going to wrap up, but we're here instead. But I do actually... Oh, hello, Betty. So I do remember... Like, I mean, to me, this always, like, vaguely reminds me of... Now I'm going to say, I think it's, what was it? The Thunder Hawks. What ship? What number one was it? What spacecraft was it? I can't remember. Hey, Mort, how's it going? We've been all over the place today. We've done no painting. We did glue something together, though. So we did hobby, technically. Thundercats? Was it Thundercats? I thought it was a Thunder Dooby Firkins. The big green one. Oh, it's a Star Wars. Really? Oh. Oh, yes. My friend had that one. Yeah. Okay. I was thinking Thunderbird too, but now you've said that, my friend had that carrier ship that had that one. The one you're talking about. Okay. Get all sorts of old random gubbins and just smash them together. And, you know, jobs are good, and that's such a cool scenery. Such a cool bit of scenery. I think we need to do something like that at some point, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if that's going to be a YouTube video. I suspect there'll be a bunch of Twitch streams and then merged into a YouTube video somehow. That's what I reckon. Notice the claws, the Orc Dreadnought. Is that yeah. I did eye them up. I did clock them. I was like, what the hell are those? Some of the book is a bit rubbish, but damn with some nice projects in it. Well, this... What was this book called again? Special Projects? Oh, it's the War Game Terrain book. Sorry. Do I don't know if I had that. I remember looking at it. Evidently, I'll double check. I don't think I purchased it. Back in the 90s, yeah, I think definitely 90s. Fantastic stepping stone, yeah. It really is. It really is. Like, I think we need to get something. I think we need to get this book and do some project from it. I think that's what we want to do. I say we. I want to do. Dim. Hello. How you doing? What's going on? Huge influence on you. I think we need to get this book. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think I have this book. Although I know I looked at it. We need to have a butcher's and we need to do something like this because oh, damn, is it good. It's good stuff. I like it. Dime, how you doing today? Happy Monday to you. What's going on? Got home from work, you got a beer and plan to watch. Oh god. Got a beer. Oh yes. I don't know if I will have a beer. I'm certainly tempted, but I need some refreshing beverage. And I only have coffee. Hot coffee at that. I need something cool. So we haven't really done mini painting today, unfortunately. It's honestly, Monday caught me a bit by surprise, so that's why we didn't do any. I did manage to get the 3D printers printing today, which is good. Got some orders on the go from Etsy, which is a good thing. And just did some chit-chatting. Mostly talking about Catachans. The Catachans, working on contemplating the army that I want to put together. And then also, latterly, some saucy, well, delicious, amazing, I was going to say furniture for some reason, vehicles. And also some delicious scenery that we want to do. Very hard Monday. Well, hopefully the rest of the week, it's, I don't want to say downhill. It's not the right way of phrasing it. But I hope it's an easier week for you. But yeah, so the Catachans are definitely on the agenda. We've got Space Wolves, they're going to be on the agenda as well, like my old Space Wolf army. We've also talked about a lot of the old, well, I gibbered about some of the old Warhammer rebooks. Like Planet Strike, Cities of Death, City of Death. A bunch of the other ones, which I can't remember. Pandorax, Democles, or something like that. Damnos, and well, one other one, which I can't remember the name of. I think it began with a V. I don't know, something. Anyway, bunch of books, lovely books. With projects in. Democles. I say it Democles. I have no idea. I think I pronounce it incorrectly, but I will continue to pronounce it incorrectly. Democles. Damocles. I don't like pronouncing it like that. I think that's the problem. I don't think I like pronouncing it like that. I think that's why I like to... I think that's part of my problem, unfortunately, Fluent Code. I have an issue with wanting to butcher words. Dimitri? Have I butchered your name as well? I don't mean to butcher names, unless I actually manage to do it on purpose. Damocles, yeah. It's not really a thing I say very often, but I'm patting myself on the back and giving myself an excuse for not pronouncing words correctly. But I am clocking the time. So I do have to go and check the 3D printers. I don't think the prints are finished until around about 9-10-ish. Then tomorrow I can clean them up, hopefully, and start wrapping them up, and then hopefully get them in the post on Wednesday or Thursday at the absolute latest. That's the plan for those 3D prints. And also keep my eyes peeled for some more books. Damnos, that Damocles one, Wiggly Eyebrows, and all those other books that I can't quite yet get yet. But in the meantime, I do apologize, folks, for a complete lack of hobbying today. Tomorrow, I'm hoping I'll be feeling actually competent, where we can actually do some stuff. Now, what I normally like to do is, and what we're going to do today is sort of vaguely wrap stream up, but with a view to ending YouTube first, because we don't raid on YouTube yet, EM. Maybe we will in the future, but for the moment, I'd like to say thank you very much if you're over on YouTube. You're a saucy little rascal. Thank you very much for hanging out with me today. You've been wonderful as always. Tomorrow, the bot might be even more awake, which would be an absolute amazing thing. But don't forget to like and subscribe and all that kind of YouTube stuff. I have got a whole load of YouTube footage over there, which I'm hopefully soon this week. I will be moving a desk upstairs to like an office living room type thing, where I can start editing videos again, which has been a long time coming, and it's going to finally happen. Bluecoat, you have a wonderful evening. Look after yourself. As always, I will catch you later, alligator. You've been spending the last hours creating a custom... Okay, so Paint Games over on YouTube has been spending the last hours creating a custom Tyranid detachment that goes all in on mutations that give high boons but mortal wounds back. I like the idea of that. How's that come around? You like where you are with that? This week you ordered a book, the Ultimate Guidebook. Ultimate Guidebook to what? That is my question. The Ultimate Guide to what? I did a very quick Google. The Ultimate Guide to Rebuilding a Civilization. Oh. Oh. The Warhammer 40k book. Okay. Okay, because I just typed in that and it was like, to Rebuilding Civilization. Like, does Dimitri know something I don't know? I see that book. Well, I'm not familiar with that one. That's somewhat, that was last year by the looks of it. I'm not familiar with it. I hope you love reading it and look at all the wonderful images inside. That's a wonderful thing. I'm a big fan of books. I do like them. I do struggle sometimes. All miniatures ever painted. Every mini. Wow. That's a lot. That's going to be a fantastic thing. I hope you enjoy that. I will have to have a nose through it at some point. I love all those old books, though. I mean, well, not just the old ones. But yes, what I was trying to say is we are going to wrap up YouTube right now. Twitch, we're not wrapping you up yet because we got to raid you out. So I will say goodbye to YouTube. We will change scene really quickly. If you're on Twitch, don't go though. It will only be for a moment. So YouTube, thank you as always. I will see you tomorrow at 4 o'clock UK time for an actual painting stream. We will do some painting, I promise. But for now, YouTube, au revoir, goodbye, and all that good